Welcome to Sharon TV, and delighted to be joined by Sharon Gee of Feedonomics for the second year running. Welcome, Sharon. How are you?
Yeah, great to be here again.
So we're here at one of your customer stadiums, Tottenham. They're a BigCommerce Feedonomics customer.
Yep.
At the BigCommerce Summit. So what I want to dive in straight on for this year, though, is channels. Which channels are performing well? Where should people be focusing? What's going on in the world of Feedonomics?
Yeah, I think some interesting channels that we're seeing customers really take advantage of. I mean, even Tottenham was one of our first customers that launched on TikTok Shop in the UK. So TikTok Shop has just expanded its its coverage in Europe, and so I think that's going to be a particularly interesting.
France, Germany, Spain,
Yep,
I think,
exactly.
And already in Ireland,
Already
and
in the UK.
obviously the UK.
Yep. And so I think that'll be an interesting channel for people to consider in this region. I think there's a lot of interest in kind of some of the local inventory offerings across channels. So whether that's Google local inventory ads, Microsoft, Meta, Pinterest. I think one of the things that we're seeing people really invest in is how to surface real-time inventory data to these ad channels so that they can offer experiences that can drive in-store traffic. And so that's an area that we're seeing a lot of performance. Marketplace channels, I think expansion into various different marketplaces as well. We're seeing people export Feedonomics feeds to AI search channels like Perplexity. It's been, I think we've seen a significant proliferation in the past years.
So this is really interesting, and I mean, in the past we've spoken about BigCommerce as a platform. It's your online store, and we've talked about you might want multi-store either because you've got B2B and B2C, or you're in the UK and France. But then we start talking marketplaces. Obviously, Amazon, eBay are the typical marketplaces we've spoken about in the past. But now, the Snapchats, the TikTok shops, the Pinterests, the AI, where's it going to end? And more importantly, as a brand or a retailer, where should I be trying to focus my efforts on which channels to pick?
Yeah, SKU mix across channels is a really interesting challenge. We've talked a lot about this. We actually have a number of partners that we work with because you can't have a omnichannel strategy without a data strategy where you can measure and understand that. We see a lot of people use these channels for different reasons. Some are acquisition channels where they're bringing new customers in. Some are nurture channels. Some are lower funnel channels. Social or loyalty channels. We think about owned channels as well, right? .com experiences, or you own the experience. Email, SMS, loyalty. All of these channels require the same amount of structured data in order to be able to drive performance. And so when we think about kind of how do you build the right channel mix, it kind of depends on what kind of customer you are. I think about brands a little bit like you can do like a Myers-Briggs of brands. Like big retailers have totally different superpowers and weaknesses compared to branded manufacturers, right? So if you own the brand data, that's obviously a benefit to you. If you're a multi-brand retailer, you've got breadth and depth of SKUs, right? And so I think depending on what what your strengths are, really helps you determine what channels are a good fit for you. It also depends on category. Obviously, things in the kind of social lifestyle space, apparel, beauty, all of
gadgets,
all of those kinds of health and wellness.
The TikTok made me buy it.
Exactly. Those kind of categories do really, really well on social commerce, kind of the impulse purchase under $150 kind of experiences. But, if you obviously you're in CPG, like you're focusing really heavily on marketplaces and distribution with your retail partners. So we're actually seeing a lot more Miracle or marketplace or powered channels. We've got integrations into both of them.
So marketplaces, Tesco, Miracle in the UK, Debenhams, B&Q,
exactly.
Superdrug, JD Sports, and the same in the States. There are so many marketplaces now powered by Miracle or Marketplace.
Yeah, and so with those integrations into those operators, it makes it pretty straightforward in order to be able to say, hey, these are help me understand. This is my category. These are my goals. Here's what I'm trying to contemplate, and we can put together kind of a channel mix, based on what, people who what good looks like in each category.
Now, you said something interesting a little bit earlier, which is data and categorization.
Yeah.
And it used to be hard when you were just on Amazon in your own website, but now with so many channels, especially with Marketplace and Miracle and the social channels, the TikToks, the Pinterest, they've all got different schema. Can you tell us how Feedonomics are helping people with this? And please don't tell me it's still a manual task.
Yeah, I think, well, I'd love that the answer is actually AI this time, because it seems like we've been waiting for it to be AI for a long time. So we've invested in a proprietary AI solution called Feed AI that we've been training for years, that is now able to, we're able to automatically extract attributes from product titles and descriptions and automatically categorize within, 96 to 98% accuracy according to the Google schema, products according to a destination channel schema. And so if you've got, many tens of thousands of SKUs, you can do it automatically.
And when you say AI do it automatically, how long does it actually take? Is it just like almost instant?
Well, I mean, we run it in the background, right? We actually leverage it in many cases when we're performing feed audits for our own customers. It's, within a matter of seconds.
Because I remember the time that even with 100 products, it could take you an hour to categorize them.
Yeah.
And can it also do the kind of the attributes or item specifics as well as the top level categories?
So there are, our AI is focused on categorization. There's a number of use cases. Some of them are some of the AI use cases around content generation, but we're actually, Feedonomics is like data prep for AI. We get all the data together so that whether you have your own internal LLMs that you've been training, or whether you have other technology partners you want to leverage in order to be able to augment and enrich, our job is to be able to get that data out of us using our new content API, pull it out, join that data back together so that you can enrich it. So, we're not going to meet every AI use case across every industry, but our job is to be able to make it really easy for you to get that data, enrich it, and then join it back together so that you can easily get it to the channels.
Amazing. Now, something else you said that I found really interesting is local.
Yep.
Now, we've been talking about local for years, but it never really happened, mainly because no one ever knew what stock they had in the store and what was sold, what was still on the shelf.
Yeah.
What's happening with local inventory in today?
Yeah, it's still, merchants still have a lot of kind of like spaghetti snarly systems that are powering some of their in-store experiences, but we're very used to unclean data. We pull it in any format, we're happy to get it. Our job is to be able to get whatever inventory is available, whatever in whatever format that's coming from. They can be exported from either an ERP or a POS at a cadence, as real time as possible is best. But even if it's, if they're sending it to us every 15 minutes on an SFTP file in an S3 bucket in Amazon, like, it doesn't matter. We can get that data in lots of different ways, join it together in the catalog feed, and then surface it to the channels in order to drive, performance with things like Google local inventory ads. And we're seeing really, really amazing outcomes for some of our customers.
And is it local ads just on Google, or are people looking on other channels for local inventory? And why are they looking? Do they actually want to go and pick it up today, or is it just the reassurance that it's local? What are consumers looking for?
I think
which channels are they looking for it on?
Yeah, I think there's a combination. So Google, Microsoft, Meta, Pinterest all have local inventory ads. I think there's a really big focus on, I think a lot of people want to know what is around them. They want to be able to get it today. Like, it's kind of the adage, I want what I want when I want it, and it's now. And so I think being able to surface, hey, this product is available near you right now, go get it, that delivers a better shopper experience. And so the merchants and brands who are able to do that are obviously going to compete more effectively. I think it's also about how close is that product to you so that you know when you'll get it.
And this kind of looks like an absolute slam dunk for every shop on the high street. How many of them are actually doing it? Because I remember often you could ring up a store and they didn't even know what was in their own store, let alone a store in another town. Now, how joined up is it today, and how far have we got to go before everyone knows where their stock is?
Yeah, interestingly, we're seeing a lot of movement in it in the UK this year. We saw a lot of it. We saw a lot of local inventory support last year in the US. And I think what's interesting is not nearly as many people are doing it as should, based on the opportunity, but that's also where the opportunity is, because if your competitors aren't and you are, it's obviously a good chance to hopefully get some outsized ROI on that channel.
And finally, before we finish, you've had some changes at Feedonomics and BigCommerce this year.
Yeah.
It used to be BigCommerce, oh yeah, we own Feedonomics, but you're now kind of much more integrated. What's going on within the company?
Yeah, so Travis Hess, who's our new CEO, has integrated the businesses, and I helped lead the acquisition strategy for Feedonomics, and I've known Travis for years, and I'm actually really excited about the direction that the business is going in terms of, a more composable approach to commerce holistically. And so, whether we're powering owned experiences across headless storefronts with BigCommerce and MakeSwift, or whether we're enriching data to be able to power experiences on third-party channels with the likes of Feedonomics, it's all about helping increase operational agility, increase sales, and decrease cost. And so I think it hangs together in a really wonderful, holistic strategy around composable commerce.
Congratulations on that. And Sharon, thank you so much for your time. A pleasure as always.
Appreciate it as always. Thank you.